the car and just go on trade. Just pay the ticket and no toll fees.
Yes,
indeed. That's no. I hope everybody listening to that. That's a way to try and avoid more money. But again, we need to pay taxes and fees to the government. We need all of that to grow the economy. But let's go to what is good and what is not so good. In the week that we're now in the fourth day, I'm interested in power, which is back above 4,000 megawatts per hour.
Yes, indeed, power. There's stable power. It has been above 4,000 for a couple of days now, and that's in spite of the high temperature and extremely high humidities. So with power, that is power backup, that is extremely good news. However, on the flip side, the price of diesel is still trending upwards, and diesel is a large component of the PPI, Producer Price Index, and CPI. So this could undermine price stability as it is there. And another point is the price of beverages. With this new tax rate soon going to be effective in June, the price of alcoholic beverages would likely increase.
Oh, we talked about this some months ago, isn't it?
Yes.
It's going to be effective in June?
Effective in June, yes. But the fact that these prices alcoholic beverages are fairly elastic products, so the producer they're not actually passing on, they are absorbing the higher tax incidence. So this price increase is only a marginal price increase. The producers would absorb the higher tax incident. So the price of beers, the price of our local Guinness, Harp would only rise marginally.
Well, we're just going to advise everyone that as you see higher excise duty on beverages, don't go drinking those illegal, what you call local brew, that leads to various diseases and deaths in some cases. That's a warning from me. I'm not the Surgeon General or the Chief Medical Officer for the country, but I just want to address anyone. Don't go drinking those illegal alcohol, brew it at the backwaters that are very dangerous to your health. Just manage the tax a little bit that goes higher on it, the tariff, the excise duty, and stay healthy. That's one nice idea from me, and that's free of charge. But again, one way or the other, this is one way the government is looking for a better slice of what you call the consumption. So if you're not going to consumption tax, so we're not doing VAT increase, but looks like the finance ministry wants some selected products, and get a few more income.
Yes, and this is, some might say that this is a way of slowly reducing our dependency on oil revenues while generating more internal revenue. So our dependence on our oil revenue ultimately would decline. So it's very good news that we're moving.
That's the conversation for another day. If we are squeezing more water out of stone rather than creating new avenues, because folks will tell you, look, you're taxing the existing businesses, there are no new businesses.
That's true.
So there's not going to be, I get to a point in which there's going to be a limit at which you can keep squeezing the existing businesses and production that you have already. You're sweating your assets without creating new assets before those machines packed up. But back to power. Where are we? And I'll just put that on the screen for us folks. Let's see what they call the analysis impact. I'm interested in this as one issue, one of the cost points for local producers as temperatures go high. That's on the far right in orange, heading on your screen. You can see Lagos, Kano, and Abuja. Temperatures in Kano 34 degrees centigrade. Abuja is 30.
Extremely hot, and I think that is having an effect on water. Water constraints are 190 megawatts. That's extremely high compared to what it was a couple of months ago. And also the highest constraint is always the gas constraint. Our grid doesn't have enough capacity to absorb enough gas, and that reduces the power sent out from the grid. Another grid, discos are not able to absorb enough capacity, so that is also a major constraint. But all in all, we're in a good position. Our power is above 4,000 megawatts, so that is good news.
Okay, let's quickly step into the global agric market. Tuesday we spoke about cocoa. Let's change gear a little bit and talk about sugar and a few other global agri-commodities. What's the weather? And I saw this in the news yesterday, that production of some agri-products from Russia and a few other countries have been impacted because of this same weather condition.
Yes, indeed. I think a couple of weeks ago was extremely unusual at this time of the year. It was extremely cold in the Black Sea region. The Black Sea region is a major producer of grains as well as the United States. It was extremely cold, which hampered production of those grains. So that put upward pressure on the price of those products. So Nigeria is a major importer of these grains. So a higher price of these grains is not
good news.
For us. It's not so good for us. But another commodity that has, as of this morning, it fell to a 9-year low, the price of sugar. That is as a result of weakening fundamentals. We have on one side declining demand and on the other side increasing supply. Nigeria is also an importer of sugar, so lower price of sugar is good for Nigeria and good for Nigeria's import bill. And also local companies that use sugar as a raw material. We have Dangote Sugar, we have manufacturers of bread, manufacturers of
Flamings, exactly, the rest of them.
That's good for their margins. So.
Yeah, it's good for their margins. The shareholders will have all of that. Goes to the bottom line. The man on the street, you don't seem to get it. I'm on the side of the man on the street. You can hold the side of the producers, really. That would be nice. Well, but it's good to have this conversation. Let's see what else is making the headlines when, yes,
the price of cocoa too. I think just like the oil market, the cocoa market has an oligopolistic structure. Ivory Coast is a major producer. What Ivory Coast want to do, they're implementing measures that are reducing plenty measures to reduce their cocoa output. For example, they have stopped rolling out high-yielding cocoa seeds. I think they're not satisfied with the current price level, although it is higher than this time last year. It's still well below the average of 3,500 megawatts. So they're trying to, just like what OPEC is doing, they're trying to control supply to raise prices. So, but like I mentioned earlier this week, we're producing a mega 200,000 tons of cocoa. So
I feel for cocoa producers, just like Akumi Additional says, price of cocoa hardly move, but you find a chocolate price is always on the move. Yes. Thank you for coming here. And whatever you're drinking, let's all keep to the right side of things. Everyone, let's hang it in there. We have a lot to talk about when we gather. Silicon Valley folks visit Nigeria to give us some immersion for those who are techie guys in the startup world. I'm sure everyone will be thinking about this.